You are watching MTN Kenya.
Karibu sana mtazamaji popote pale ulipo katika taifa la Kenya na hata wale wanatazama wakiwa ughaibuni. Kama kawa tunakutana kila siku ya Jumatano kuanzia saa 2, japokuwa tumechelewa kidogo, tunahitafa mitambo lakini tayari tumeanza kazi barabara. Kama kawa basi kipindi kio ni Peace Express. Katika jioni ya leo basi kama kawaida lazima wapunga na wageni. Ilikuwa tumwaahidi kwamba Dr. Mark Leroux, Commissioner Police, atakuwa na sisi lakini kidogo amekuwa na kazi mingi, kwa hivyo walituma message kwamba ujumbe wake kwamba mtakuwa baadaye pengine tukifungua mwaka. Kwa hivyo pengine mwaka huu tutamaliza bila kuwa na yeye, lakini mwaka ujao tutakuwa tunaanza na yeye. Basi leo niko na wageni mashuhuri sana katika studio, na kwa upande wangu kule mwanzo kwani kuna ule mdadisi wetu masuala mingi sana kutoka ama tuseme ni retired officer Captain Kianya, ambaye tunakonga naye kila siku, japokuwa wiki jana hakuwa, pia atatueleza alikuwa wapi. Alafu nitakuwa napea wageni wangu pia fursa ya kuweza kujitambulisha na tuweze kujua ni yapi ambao wamekuja nayo katika siku ya leo. Kama kawa, Captain Kianya, ujambo?
Si jambo na hamjambo watazamaji.
Karibu sana.
Nasikia mdadisi wangu akisema last week si kuwa katika ile hali ya ujenzi ya taifa. Shughuli ni mingi kujaribu kuangalia venye tatumiza amani katika nchi yetu.
Mwenyewe.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Na niko na mgeni pande hii kidogo, pengine angejitambulisha na asema toka sehemu gani ya Kenya.
Asante sana kwa fursa hii. Ujambo mtazamaji. Kwa majina naitwa Joseph Odhiambo, natoka Peacekeepers Organization of Kenya. Peacekeepers Organization of Kenya ni NGO ambayo inashughulikia mambo ya kuimarisha amani na kuhubiri amani na kueneza amani Kenya hii. Na sio Kenya hii peke yake, kwa sababu siku hizi dunia mzima imeshikana, anaita globalization. Kwa hivyo tunataka amani dunia mzima.
Okay. Yeah. Karibu sana Bwana Odhiambo.
Asante.
Pande huu niko na mrembo kidogo anafanana na picha yangu iliyoko kule nyuma. Na sijui kama ni mmoja wao, lakini atatueleza anatoka wapi na anaitwa nani.
Okay. Nashukuru.
Sauti tu ama unagopa?
Asante, nashukuru kwa kufika katika MTN televisheni, na pia nashukuru watazamaji kwa kutusikiza. Kwa majina naitwa Skita Mnubi, natoka upande wa West Pokot. Nimezaliwa na nimelelewa West Pokot, na I'm on a mission for peace. I want to see peace in Pokot.
Karibu sana. Kama mimi naitwa Odhiambo Ma Vincent, jina langu nafikiri mnajua, lakini japokuwa leo kuna mtu amebeba jina langu hapa katikati, tabidi tulizane maswali 2-3. Haya. Bwana Odhiambo, karibu sana na Madam Skita. Kama ni Skipa? Skita. Yeah. Skita nani alipatia jina? Ni ya Kipokot ama
I think It's an English name.
It's an English name.
It's an English name. It's not a Pokot name.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
So I think by then there was, I don't know whether there was a Google. Ni mzazi wangu alinipatia. I don't know where, maybe there was a mentor who he was looking after by then.
okay.
So got the name from there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Tuanze na Bwana Kihanya. Kwanza ulikuwa wapi? Kwanza hatujajua ulikuwa wapi, ulijificha wiki jana. Ulikuwa na Dr. Mark hapa.
Nakumbuka mko na Dr. Mark, na kwanza nitume pole zake, hangeweza kufika kwa wakati huu. Kuna shughuli wako nazo nje ya Nairobi. In fact, they have traveled to Nakuru.
Okay.
The same place that I was in last week.
Okay.
Kwa tumefika pande za Nakuru katika ile hali ya kuhubiri amani, katika ile hali ya kuleta Wakenya pamoja vijana.
Okay.
Kwa hivyo bado tulikuwa tu pamoja, na pia nilikuwa na watazama nilikuwa Nakuru.
Oh.
Na niliona mko na watazamaji wengi sana Nakuru.
Okay. That's great. Today at least we are going to talk about some conflicts that's affecting most pastoral communities, and maybe we would like to know what's affecting these people, why, and why did this start to happen, when did it start to happen. We need to know much about the genesis of all these things, where, and if there's a government that is maybe can control this, then we want to know why they have relaxed, because this thing is too much. Every time you hear, there's some different stories from among the pastoral communities. You'll hear there's a life was gone. You'll hear the cows stolen. A lot of things are being happening there. We don't know if there are anti-stock there. Maybe if I start with Captain Kihanya, I would like to know if, first of all, we have the anti-stock theft unit in that side, because most of the pastoral communities are being affected by the cattle rustling.
Let me start by saying that cattle rustling, unfortunately, it has become a common phenomenon in Kenya. One, we can look at it from two angles. One, the pre-colonial and the post-colonial. During the pre-colonial era, I can say that cattle rustling was more of a cultural trait amongst the pastoralist communities. But if you look at the post-colonial, it has become kind of commercialized. Zamani wakienda ku hiyo maneno ya cattle rustling, tulikuwa tunajua ni maneno ya michare, mikuki, you know. But now it has gone a notch higher. This is where you'll find people with M16s, AK-47, G3 assault rifles. Wengine hata wako na rocket launcher na wanaenda kuiba ng'ombe. So now it becomes too much of a burden if we can say that tumeiachia kikosi kimoja kama anti-stock theft. Na ndio naona inafika mpaka pahari inakuwa ya kwamba anti-stock theft wako pale. Tumetuma askari wetu wa kawaida, the Kenya Police. Tumetuma administration police. You remember what happened in Kapendo? That brings about ile kuonyesha picha mzuri sana ya kwamba the cattle rustling we have today in Kenya is not just cattle rustling per se. It's something bigger than that. But the only question that we should be asking ourselves here is, how did it mutate from the spear and the arrow wielding guys to M16 and G3 rifles?
There's a problem there.
Yeah.
And,
but I think I understand Skita comes from those areas.
Skita, maybe you have to tell us. Imekuwa vipi? Wewe umelelewa Pokot?
Yes, nimelelewa Pokot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because at one time I went to visit one of my cousins who works with the Kenya Police at Pokot. And ilikuwa ukitoka nje at night, you feel like you're not secured. And I was asking this fellow, is this a police station you are in here? Now, I'm within the police compound. And you find every officer anatembea na bunduki. It is there because you don't know what will happen next. That place, first of all, ni giza. Sasa nashangaa na huku tunakaa namna gani? Naambia hapa tulia tu. This is the normal life we stay here. You see? Then a few minutes unasikia. Please just relax here. We are coming back. It's already alert. Something's happening there. We're going. And I came to realize even women in Pokot, they were acting like men. Find a woman with a rifle. They have arrested a person at that night. Kumbe ile bunduki lilia mtu alienda kuvamia tayari washa arrest, na nilipata wanawake wawili nakuja na wanaume wanne wamefunga. Wasema sasa these women, no, like you have to tell us, you are a woman from that side, maybe tell us how do you guys live there? In
Okay,
Pokot?
okay, basically what happened, traditionally, conflict, it was a straightforward term in terms of the cause and the manifestation. So what happened, when cattle rustling is basically was it was a cultural practice.
Oh.
It wasn't a crime. It wasn't a crime at all. It was a cultural practice, and up to just recently, see, for centuries it has been practiced.
Wow.
So it was, in fact, you are a hero. When you are a raider, you are a hero. You go there, you raid, come back. In fact, you get a name. Now the community becomes strong through you. When you go there, you raid, you bring more cattle to the community. Now they are happy with you. It started like a game, you know, a singing game. It was just a game. It was not a crime at all at all. Wewe unachukua ng'ombe yangu, mimi naenda nachukua yako. It was just a game. We anachukua. We just cultural practice. Because now it reached a point that we felt like this tribe or this clan felt like ours is reducing. What do? Let's go to the other clan and take some. The same way, our kona yao inapungua. Let's go to this other clan and take. Now it was just our cultural practice.
And there was no war by the
There's
time.
no war. In fact, it was very friendly. You know, like a singing game, the traditional game there. And even in fact, the girls and the women were the ones who were singing the war songs, supporting their men to go for raid. You go for a raid, you come back, the community is very strong.
When was that?
Some years back.
Some years back.
Yeah.
And there was a police
In
force
fact,
in that area.
top of around, even up to 80s, it was being practiced.
Na askari polisi walikuwa.
The askari police.
Na wanajua jamaa wanafanya
They
tabia.
were there. And because it's their practice, you know, you cannot interfere people's tradition. Yeah, it was practiced and it was very friendly at that time. So what they normally do, now, the problem came in with the modern weapon. When the modern weapon came into place, now we'll use force. It's much now easier. You don't need to struggle. I just go there to the other clan, take the cattle and come back safe. So in that process, there's now, in terms of defense, these other part feel now, these people have come, and you know when you go with a gun, you now will take by force. So when you take by force, the other part has now to defend. When they defend, you kill one of them. You kill, now it's a revenge.
Where?
They retaliate by, now they come back and also kill the other side. So that is how it started. It was just a game. It was not a crime.
You know,
Yeah.
you have reminded me something. Excuse me. You have reminded me of something. It was in Nyakach last year. Yeah. In Nyakach, in an area called Sondu, there are three police stations within one area. There's the Kenya police station, Ambaiko, it's in the side of Rift Valley. Because the town itself has a border there. Then on the side of Nyanza, there's an administration police camp. 200 meters, no, like 500 meters from that administration police camp, there's anti-stop police, Wakopia. Then at one day, I was talking to a senior who was heading that post of administration police camp, who was called Senior Onyinge, Senior Sergeant. And then there's one day, somebody alivamia maboma ya watu usiku. Who is you are saying? Alienda kaiba. Like around 20 cows. And then this guy was arrested. And there are fellows who came and say, this man is a hero. What he has done, no man can go there alone and 20 cows.
Yeah.
It was last year. Someone saying, amechukua ng'ombe 20, huyu ndio mwanaume. Hakuna mwanaume anaweza fanya kitu kama hii. You see? Na ameletwa kwa AP camp. And they were saying, hey, ni mwanaume kivipi? No, a real man go alone. Si ile tunatakanga defense, unaenda peke yako.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to imagine like what you're saying, that you're going there to take, and then this fellow said you're now a hero.
Now a hero.
So somebody else is already trying to imitate what happened back. You're becoming a hero.
Yes.
No, that's when I think with today's world, they shoot you.
Now, because of now modernization and the issue
Yeah.
of the weapon, now it now become a conflict.
Now, I'd like to know one thing. Before I come to Mr. Diambo, you now as a women leader in that area, and a youth mentor, I want to know one thing. How do you take the situation right now you're seeing in Pokot? Because in Pokot you have seen a lot of things and that are not right. You cannot compare Pokot with assume like parts of Kisumu, parts of Kakamega,
Even
leave about Nairobi. The neighboring areas like Bungoma, like Kitale areas, in Pokot it's a bit different. You as a leader now, I mean, women leader there, how do you see things? Are you heading the right track where you are or what? Because there's a lot of conflicts and we want to know maybe the causes of conflicts in that area.
Okay, basically what is happening, we are okay, as much I can say, we are going to the right direction. The reason being, what is happening right now, there's a lot of sensitization. There's a lot of, you talk to youth, there's a lot of modernization. People are now looking at, because of now, talk of around the causes. Number one, the causes of, this is a competition of resources. That is water and the grazing right. And number two, again, there's drought. When drought comes in, you as youth, now we talk to youth.
Yeah.
These are youth who have, they have a lot of cattle, and now this is a drought. The drought is coming. If that drought comes, number one, it's going to sweep away the animals, number one, because there's no water. So since there's no water, and then number two, there's diseases. Besides water, water can be a scarce resource that you can fight, and at least at the end of the day, community can negotiate with the other community where they have resources, and you allow them to go and graze the other area. But what about the diseases? So we sensitize and we educate them the importance of going back to leaving alone the culture of pastoralism and come back to education. So when they come back to education, they'll start seeing some light and the importance and the fruit of education. And education has to come with a lot of things. So number one, since these people, because of that pastoral life, for so long they've been out of education. So we encourage, we work with the NGOs, we work with the faith organization, we work with the government. Now the good thing of the devolution, now we work with the county government, we work with the governor, the commissioner in place, the county commissioner. We get the support, how we can sponsor these children and tell them the importance of education, to stop whatever they are doing. Now, as they see, we can even use the example for those who've gone to school, and this is the fruit. So after that, they are able now to come out of the letter and say, let's stop this thing and start looking at a different direction. And for those who've gone to school, we have doctors from West Pokot. We have so many graduates from West Pokot. We have teachers from West Pokot. So you use example. And the good thing, you cannot tell by just a word of mouth. It has to be a physical practice. So after seeing and they see the importance of education and even supporting them, you support agriculture, you support even the boys, you take them to school, they'll be able to come out. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, Mr. Diambo,
Yes.
I can see you are just keeping quiet. I want to ask you something.
Yeah, so
Now, from you, maybe you want to know a little about you. You are a Luo youth leader. Why is it Luo youth leader, not in Kenya youth leader?
okay, maybe that was a typo or something, but I am a youth leader in Kenya, not in Luo.
Lowland.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we want to know about the peacekeeping organization that you are running.
Yeah. Peacekeepers organization basically promotes peace and seeks to entrench it. Yeah. We follow different mechanisms and we have adapted different mechanisms to achieve that end. Part of the mechanism is to engage the youth because the youth have this pent-up energy, which is good, but when not utilized properly, can be very detrimental to a society's well-being. So we take the youth, we mentor them, teach them, and then we also organize investment programs or socioeconomic programs which can help them at least become independent economically.
Odhiambo, I want to ask you something.
Yeah,
You are from Nyanza, is it?
let's say technically.
You are from Nyanza.
Yeah, but
There's something I want to ask. You are from Nyanza.
yeah, sure.
No, it's not about tribalism. Here, you are from Nyanza.
Yeah,
So many people knows you from your area. They respect you.
yeah.
Have you taken your organization to Kondele? Let's come to that point because I'm happy to see somebody from Nyanza, and you are a good leader. have you taken your team to Kondele, where that team that is called, they call themselves, name here is called, there's a big name right nowadays they are using, Kondele First Brigade.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you taken them to that first brigade, an armed brigade, you want to, and talk to those people? Because whatever you have, it's good.
Yeah.
But now you, as a person from Nyanza, and there's a first brigade, another one that we don't know that is not from the department of the KDF. Maybe, have you taken your team there? Have you talked to some people there? Because the cause of all conflicts in Nyanza starts from Kondele.
Yes, we are yet to do that because Peacekeepers Organization is a relatively new entity. First it began as a CBO, a community-based organization. Then it expanded into a non-governmental organization. And it was registered as such in 2016. So Peacekeepers is relatively new right now. The scope of our operation is mainly trained on low-income earning areas because these are areas that are relatively unstable and they're susceptible to flare-ups, especially when we have politics which are, let's say, not very peaceful or very competitive or aggressive. So Kisumu has not escaped our attention and our passion. We are still intent on not only going to Kisumu but right into Kondele, as you say.
What I'm saying is Kondele, because Kondele is the source.
Exactly,
that is the headquarters of conflicts. I'm sorry to say if maybe you're watching me, but what I know is that anytime we have like a small issues with the elections and whatever, the leadership of the country, Kondele will have to ban.
Yeah.
That's automatic.
Yeah, so
and you'll have to know that, you'll have to even see by the time that something is going to happen that's affecting the nation, the officers will be there in time to protect that area, because you will see a little bit, there's terror burnings there, there's chaos already. You remember the what has happened in Kisumu, the Tuskys was down. See, that of things that happened. There are Mogo Gingo Dinga supermarket, I think, something like that. Yeah, there's some supermarkets there. Things were not in a good order because there was a lot of guys. I remember Kenya at one time, even the police Land Cruiser was taken by the guys that were jumping on and asking, are the officers there? You see? So this thing,
we saw that in the media, the social media also.
Yeah, on the Facebook, I remember that.
Yeah.
So you as peacekeeper, and you have a peacekeeping organization, I think that's why I've asked you, have you guys stepped there? You need to talk to those guys there. At least they should know that you are there.
Yeah, so the issue is only a matter of time, a matter of when and not if. Of course, we cannot neglect other parts of Kenya which are very important to Kenya's well-being, because if one part is unstable, then the rest of the country is also unstable. Ours is a case of a child first learning to crawl before it can run or sprint. So we cannot start right from Nairobi and then run straight to Kondele. We'll first have to address the issues that affect our immediate environment. Then gradually we will spread our tentacles right into Kondele.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think if you can allow me to extend my standpoint, it is fair to say that the very factors that beset the youth in Kondele are the very problems that also are faced by the youth in low-income earning areas in Nairobi, such as, let's say, Mathare. Because whenever something happens, there's also a flare-up of violence in these areas, like Mathare.
Mathare, Kibra.
So, yeah, exactly. So if you are addressing issues in these areas, it is tantamount to also addressing issues in areas like Kondele, however far-flung they may be.
But what we know, the exact point that the headquarters of all the genesis of mess, wherever there's politics, it is Kondele, because Kondele guys are the first people to respond immediately. That's true. Yeah, no. So that is what we know is that there are young guys there. I remember there's a man told me that it was yesterday we were talking to a fellow. He told me, my boys are from 2, but whenever there's a chaos, they stay in Kondele. Whenever there's a chaos, my son is number 1 to be seen in the street.
Yes.
I wonder what kind of a man is growing in my house. I don't know if he'll be becoming a good person. I don't know. See, look at that mentality. Parents already start thinking, what will happen to my son if he become 18? Because right now he's in Form 2. This person, whenever there's any conflict in Makerele,
He's always in the front line.
But we should not also forget that immediately we have an outbreak of riots and chaos stemming from political situations.
Yeah.
They tend to happen simultaneously across the country. Although you may say that Kondele readily spirals into or goes into a violent mode, immediately something happens. The time frame or the time gap between these flare-ups of violence between Kondele and other parts of the country, like let's say Kibera and Mathare, is not really that big. It is not that long. Yeah.
It's like people making calls to each other. We are ready. Be ready.
It's not about people making calls or communicating. These things happen rather spontaneously, and this is where our mission comes in, and this is giving civil education or civic education, empowering the youth, so that they don't have so much time in their hands, at least so that they can also be busy with things that are very constructive.
Okay, Captain.
Yeah.
We see that in these pastoral communities, they have always a lot of conflicts. As retired officers, what are your plans, you guys, there?
Let me say that, as Madam Skita here have said, it started as a game.
Yeah.
When it flared up and now it became more violent and people are dying, cows are dying, investors can't even venture into those areas. There is no infrastructure. You can't build a hospital. I think you saw in the media the other day about this abandoned town in, was it Baringo, around Tiati, that area? A school has gone for about 3 years without even a single student because nobody lives around that area.
Even dispensary.
The dispensary has been left, imekuwa destroyed pari. So, as a retired officer, let me say, the issue of might has been used. Every time these people wamekuja kuiba ng'ombe, the government tends to, the first thing is to send armed officers, kind of like hitting back. So ask ourselves, why has this not worked over the years? We send officers, wengine wanakufa, mnaua cattle rustlers, wengine mmekamata, ng'ombe mnarudisha, then after 2, 3, 4 months, the same case reappears again. So one, I would say that there are many ways we can mitigate this issue. And we should try and redress all of them. One, I would like to blame the media. Even as I'm seated in one of the leading media houses here, I would also like to blame the media. Take a look. When 49 officers are killed in Kapendo, it happens to be a segment of the news.
Yeah.
When 10 people die in Westgate for a whole week, nothing else is being said in all the media. It's breaking news. It's brought live everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like there are some people. I don't know whether we try to use the ile sheria ya animal family ya Jojo, where some animals are equal but some are more equal than others. Yeah. Because if today an officer is shot dead in Praise, let's say like Tana River, it will even come after you are through with your political segment news. Yeah. So it doesn't actually hit the public raw nerves the way it's supposed to. So that is one. If the media can be able to reconvert itself, every time there is something like that, let it be hammered again and again and again and again, so that kila mtu, even the international community, waone ya kwamba there is something There's something taking place down there. So even kuna watu wengine hata wajua kwamba kuna cattle in Kenya. They don't know. Because when they come here, the only picture they see is Nairobi. Nobody knows what happens in Maralal and beyond. The other thing is the government should know, okay, we've got intelligence bodies. We can't do that ourselves, the retired soldiers, because we have intelligence bodies that are being paid and they're using the public coffers, even as we are talking, the NSIS. Yeah. We should be told, where do these people get these ammunitions? Where do they get these guns? It's quite a pity. You are sending an officer armed with an AK-47 or a G3 rifle, only to find somebody with a GPMG, a general purpose machine gun.
Obviously.
Finding somebody with a submachine gun, a M16. Where do they get these rifles? Some of these rifles are only found in military barracks, either the Kenya Army, Navy, or the Air Force. They are not even hata polisi hawana. Na unakuta raia ako naye. Sorry. That is two. Number 3, and I think Skita will assist me there. It's about cultural revolution. Case study. This year, on February 10th, to be precise, we were working on a program with the CPK, the Anglican Church, Nyahururu Diocese or Moran Parish, whereby they were building a peace academy. Now, right now, and Skita will prove me wrong or right, right now it's very hard to bring a Pokot and a Muturukana and a Musamburu in the same table as we are seated here to negotiate. These guys cannot do it. How else could negotiate?
Is it true?
Not true.
Not true.
Maybe use the wrong channel.
Then you come to that.
Yeah.
So now they were trying to bring wachukue mtoto ya Msamburu, wachukue mtoto ya Mkikuyu, ya Mpokot. You know, all Molan kinds of iko pale kwa mpaka ya Laikipia, Baringo, kuna East Pokot hapa, kuna Samburu hapo. So now wachukue hawa watoto wote from all these communities waweke kwa darasa moja, with the hope that the next generation itakuja kubujua ya kwamba Msamburu si adui, Mpokot si adui. That is another thing. The other thing is, as you are saying, education. If education can be prioritized in that area, by all means possible. We know these people are nomads. Wakivunja Manyata hapa tusikie kesho wamepatikana Machakos, we take the school there at Machakos. We can have mobile schools. Walimu wanachukua camels na ngamia na punda, tunawafuata huko. Wanasomea hapo. Siku wakivunja kambi tena wapande Kajiado, tunapanda na wao. Schooling to continue throughout. Because with that, at the end of the day, it's going to be an eye-opener. Itatusaidia pahali pakubwa sana kumaliza hii maneno yote ya cattle rustling. What also, for example, the KCSE today, matokeo imetoka leo, and I also want to congratulate it wenye wamepita. Nimesikia the girl child leo amekuwa tena mbele, just like the KCP. I don't know what is happening with the boy child.
You hidden hiyo. I saw.
So now,
somebody was saying that the boy child wamebakia tu ni pika KCB na najua.
Yeah, the boy child has been
so now, if for example we can have like we used to have some days back, the quota system. Lazima watoto wa kutoka hii county, mmoja tumtume Mombasa, mwingine tutume Mandera, mwingine tutume Kisumu, mwingine tutume wapi. So at the end of the day, these people will be coming back and telling them, let me tell you, I've been to Mombasa, and because there is no cattle rustling there, there are no gunshots throughout the night and throughout the day. Wako na mabarabara, wako na internet, wako na TV, wako, you know, maybe ita raise morale ya wale watu waone, wacha kwanza tuweke bunduki kando, tuone kama tukijengewa rami hapa, itatusaidia kutuletea maji and all that. The other is there a way that we can bring as we are talking the cultural revolution, is there a way that we can be able to convert these people from nomadism to maybe like zero grazing? Agriculture. Ile irrigation. The other time we heard that in Turkana there is water that can serve this country for 70 good years.
What has happened?
Bila kuchukua maji. Nairobi tunakaa na ration kila siku na maji imelala hapa Turkana.
Unapata maji na kuja Monday na Wednesday.
Na sio lazima.
Na si lazima. You pray God, it's come Monday unaanza kuomba on Sunday at night. God please leta maji kesho.
kabla nitoke kwenda kazi.
It's as if unataka kwenda heaven, unaomba maji kutoka heaven.
And yet in Turkana we have water that can serve this country for 70 years. Right now I was thinking a prospectus is supposed to be there. Ile maji itolewe pale. Tuma kidogo Pokot, wajengee dams huko. You know, because as she has said, most of this cultural stream right now, apart from commercialization, which I think carries the bigger chunk, also a conflict of resources. Hii maji iko kwetu, hamwezi kuja kuleta ng'ombe zenyu hapa, you know, there is that conflict. Na wale watu mnaenda kukuta pana mabunduki, nyinyi mko na mabunduki. So if we can be able to supply these people with enough water, I think also EPA itakuja chini kidogo.
Okay. At least I can see we are heading somewhere. Yeah. But it makes me, I remember a time I went to Baringo with some fellows there, and upon reaching there, I met a Turkana guy, and I don't know, they came to do something from Red Cross, and I was telling that guy, ule unajua ni wapa, anasema hapana, huyo hata si wetu, huyo ni wa huku. I mean, what's happening?
Yeah, that's the kind of language.
Ati huyo ni wa huku, atusikizani hata siwezi tuwezi enda pale. So we went to a school, and we thought that maybe people are in that school. When we went there, I was shocked that the kids, they're under a tree, and that is called as a class.
There is no infrastructure
And then,
in those areas.
Yeah.
You'll find somebody's 100 meters away, ako na bunduki, amekaa. That person is guarding this class,
Mad.
and he's a woman, is guarding this class. I was asking myself, I was asking that fellow, sasa hawa ndio askari hapa, ati hawa ndio officers wanalinda kijiji. Ambe, do you have police officers here?
Wanaitwa KPR.
KPR, yeah. Kambia, ule mama ndio KPR huko. So do you have any officers here? Actually, we have administrative police camp is nearby, but most of the time
They are more
find these.
strong than even the administration KPR.
So I said, okay.
You know, they are more handled
Fine.
by that
Yeah,
terrain.
yeah.
I said, okay, let's see what's happening. Then little kidogo tumekaa tuka freeze. Imagine chui inapita pande hiyo. Saa 7 mchana chui inapita. And kids in class now pia na mwalimu, what is that?
Distraction again.
Sasa watu wengine washaanza kuogopa, wanashika wenzao, wengine, and you see they fear, they're in a, you ask yourself, are you in Kenya or you're somewhere else?
No, ask
Because-
yourself, with such kind of a situation as you are talking, how many doctors and engineers and professors you are expecting to come out of that class?
Very few.
And the class, it has like only 5 people are there.
Lack of
Then we go to the other side, we found like there were around 16. They were a bit seniors, it was class 7. There's no school there. The only class that is there is for the head teacher.
Yeah.
And I was asking myself, in the Ministry of Education, do we have this? It's a school.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a school, it's coded.
And I wish I can remember that area, I can go back in that area again and see what improvement has been done, because it's like 6 years back. But
And
now,
remember, they also have CDF, they have the county funds,
Yeah.
they have donors around those areas.
no, Madam Skeeter,
Yes.
may I ask you one thing? As you can see now what is happening within those areas and the pastoral communities, do you think at one time these conflicts will be over and people will be celebrating, and those communities, they'll be sitting together like we are sitting today and discuss and happy? I don't think, are they even getting married to each other?
Yes, they're getting married to each other.
Because I think if maybe you as a Pokot, you go to get
Including
married to
reserve
Ghana.
areas.
Yes, yeah,
Huh?
okay, reserve areas, no. You know, those
And
are
that is where the
interiors, those
biggest
are
problem
interiors.
is.
Okay, basically what is happening, it's
Yeah.
not a one-off thing. It's not, it's a project. It's not like you wake up today and tomorrow you get the result. It's slowly by slowly
Yeah.
by
So
slowly.
it will take some years.
It will take some years to come. And it can even take a shorter, some years can be even after 2 years. Some years can even be after 20 years.
And in this
Yeah.
this mission you guys are doing there,
Yes.
I want to know one thing. Do you have any support from the government that gives you a support? Because once these things are happening within these areas, and you know very well, there is no peace, even a single day, that these communities can sit down at a table and negotiate and talk and say, as we are personal communities now, we are looking forward to bring peace, and this should end So whenever somebody is crossing the other line, that person should be arrested.
Yes.
But at this moment, according to what you're seeing as now a women leader there, see, and now you're a youth mentor in Pokot. Do you think these families, they'll have to sit together one time and this thing will be off?
Yes.
Because what I can see the KPR, they're there to guide the people. Do you think that one day we shall not need KPR there?
Yes. It will.
Maybe give us the way forward, you see.
Okay, basically what needs to be done, it's very simple. You know what is happening? Initially, we never used to have, with devolution right now, initially we were all depending on the national government to provide security, true or false?
True.
Yes. Now, there's devolution. We have now the county government. It's very simple to use the leadership. These people listen so much to their leaders. If today the governor, Kachapin, Aseme now, Governor Kachapin, Nano from Lodu, and then from Turkana, then from Baringo, they marshal their crowd. Until now, we need to have a peace meeting, working with the county commissioner. You know, the work of the county commissioner is to provide security, and the work of the governor is to marshal the crowd. You know, during campaign,
Just cut short.
yeah,
I think at one time, these people, I saw these guys sitting together.
yes,
I remember there was a meeting. These people, they came together. But to this minute still, there's no way.
you know why there's no way,
Yeah.
there's no facilitation. You know, after coming up with a
Because
proposal, you need implementation.
Yeah.
You know, the leader proposed. They are not supposed to be to implement. Yes, we need to have. That is why we youth and our group, we are mobilizing the youth on the ground. Now we go to the deeper areas where they are being affected. The interior inside, like a place called Sok, whereby they've never even have something like a dress. They don't know what it's to dress.
And they're Kenyans.
They are Kenyans.
And we have MP.
And we have MPs.
We have what do you call it?
Yes, they
MCA.
vote. Even when during voting.
No, we have MCA there.
Yes, they have
MPs there.
Their MP there.
Yeah.
The governor is there.
The governor is
The
there.
governor is there.
And we have
And during campaign, the governor goes up to that to Mashinani. And
seeing
make sure
his people naked.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Have you ever been to Takol?
Yeah, I remember Takole.
Takol is the place that you go. If they see you with water, they can even kill you.
That's
So
the
if
place-
you go there, you go with a bottle of water.
The same place they have water that can
That's-
sustain Kenya for
So
70
who is
years.
to be blamed? Is it the government or the people?
You know,
Whom do we blame?
it's like
Now when there's water,
The
we need
leaders
to
at the
drill.
ground, they are not the
No,
government.
you know,
now
they're
the government
showing-
now, you know we have two governments.
Yeah.
We have the national government and the
Now
county.
you are talking about the
Who is
county government.
to initiate the process.
The
Now
county
you cannot blame the people to go and drill the water because they don't
just
have the
just
facility.
just to ask you, madam.
Yes.
You have said that you have the MCA there.
Yes.
Being elected by these naked human beings
Yes.
who are Kenyans.
Yes.
They have the national ID of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see this thing. Then we have an MP who always come there, nitawajengea barabara, nitaweka hii taya, nitafanya namna hii. And you see your fellow, are these people human beings really? Do they have that heart of saying that these are my fellow Kenyans, they have voted for me, I should do something?
Down-
You come to Kikomba here and take clothes that are coming at 50,000. You go and give kids there.
Now that is leadership, a steward leader. But to them, you know, leadership, people have different qualities.
Then you should not vote for those people.
Now you cannot convince them.
But
You
yeah.
know, these are the people that.
If somebody sees a fellow is naked and you
that
cannot
is
come
why
to
we need
Kikomba.
education. You know, you are educated, you and me.
You
have
are
a-
educated.
you know,
Well,
you have
I am going to blame the MCS there and the area MPs because if you are a youth leader, you go there, you talk to people.
And do they
but
go completely
somebody,
naked?
They come with those haki, the black haki. You know the black haki.
No, already-
They're not
already
even
that
the
person
those
is
who are
naked.
not circumcised.
already that person is naked.
Yeah, they
Here.
come with that, they go
But
out.
then, if that person has like 100,000, he goes to Kikomba, take clothes there, say, "Me, I'm not going to give these kids clothes." If a fellow human being is walking naked, you say, nipigie kura, nataka mimi nipigie kura, nitakujengea barabara. At the end of that, ishi Nairobi. My fellow, if you are a Pokot and you are saying or any other person communities, don't vote for these people. I don't think this should be voted. They should be go away kabisa. After 5 years, mwatoe kabisa waende.
Yeah.
Now that is
Just to
Yeah.
just to reiterate what you're saying, basic decency requires that you cover yourself well. Not only you, but also if you see that your neighbor is lacking in that area, you should extend a hand and also help him or her to
At least we get something.
get something.
But
But-
now,
just to add to what my colleagues have said, the problem of conflict and insecurity in pastoral and nomadic communities in Kenya is something that has really persisted. Interestingly, we can say authoritatively that this thing has been here with us for more than 100 years. The first documented case of conflict between pastoralist groups and nomadic groups is in 1907. So it was all about a water catchment area which a certain ethnic group felt should not be shared with another ethnic group. Then from there was tension and then violence.
Wow.
But as my colleagues have said, then, or back then, the situation was more soluble or easy to solve because people could come together and bring moderations into the problem. And even just to what they've said, elders used to sanction this activity. The youth could go out and raid or do livestock raiding, if we can call it that, and then they would come back. Then, as part of these sanctions, the youth were not supposed to attack or maim women and children. But when we got our independence, things changed. Not for the better, but for the worse. Because we have a situation whereby some communities had been displaced by the white settler farmers. And after independence, these people found themselves landless, but they still needed land to graze their livestock and to rear their livestock, and even to exist on. So they find other communities which have settled on the land. And then, as a result of that, you have conflict. When we go to the 1990, things changed again, not again for the better, but for the worse, because there were a lot of activities that were taking place. Partly, Kenya had experienced a radical shift in its quest for democracy. And as that happened, we also introduced our structural adjustment programs into our framework. So basically, cattle raiding took on a very commercial angle. It was no longer something that was sanctioned by elders or authorities in the community. This was something that now was left to the whims or arbitrariness of the youth. And you know that the youth can be at times very whimsical. So now we have the problem. We cannot really separate the government as a key stakeholder from the problem. In fact, if you've asked if it is possible for these communities to one day sit together and maybe share a meal or to solve a problem in an amicable way, yes, it is possible. But if all the stakeholders come and discharge their roles in a very good manner or in a very effective manner, one of the key stakeholders, as I've said, is the government, and the government needs to strengthen its intelligence in the area and its security mechanism or apparatus in the area. Part of the reason why the government cannot be absolved from the responsibility is because security is not yet a devolved function. And again, this is a matter that can spiral into an international issue, because we've also had the Oromo forming the Oromo Liberation Front. Sometimes they've made incursion into Ethiopia. Then we've also had Ethiopian soldiers making incursion into Kenya as they follow these Oromos. So it's an issue of national security, which when not managed well, can spiral into an international issue. So we cannot really say that the government does not have a say or should not have an interest in the matter. The government must come into play. And just for the starting point, the office of the chief has not been taken away or scrapped out or still there. We still have the county commissioners. These are offices that the government can use to collect very essential pieces of information. So if the government wants to know whether an attack is about to happen, it is possible to do that. Because if I am arranging for an attack to happen, it is really impossible to keep it under wraps totally. People will know. People will, yeah, exactly.
Okay, Captain,
Yeah.
I'm coming to you. Is that I want to know one thing in these areas where we have no peace and the conflict is each and every morning and every evening. People have no time to stay. When you're sleeping, you just sleep with one eye open, looking at what will happen in the middle of the night. I want to know one thing in that area. You as a security officer, anti-stock theft units, they're in these areas.
Mm-hmm.
They have been deployed there. Majority of them, I think this is a wing of administration police, is it?
Not really.
It's another unit of its own.
It's a unit on its own.
Of its own. Now, if anti-stock is there, they are there, they have time to patrol in those areas.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then the KPR has already been also dispatched in those areas. You as an officer, note one thing. We want to know the role of these people surely. What are they doing? Because these conflicts, they keep each and every day. And I know there are intelligence officers within these units who are working. Because even the KPR, they have the people who are looking for the information, and the intelligence officers are there in between them.
Let me answer it this way. One, let's look at what time did this anti-stock theft unit started. When was it started? In the mid-70s or late 70s up. By then, the case that we are having now at our hands, of the cat rustlers that we have now and the ones we had back then wakati ASTU ilikuwa inaanzishwa, ni watu tofauti. Right now, let me tell you, if a case of ng'ombe zimeibiwa pahali kama Kiambu, utume wa stock theft, anti-stock theft, nakwambia within 2-3 hours watakuwa wamepata hizo ng'ombe pahali yote zitakuwa zimepelekwa, whether ni Dagoretti ama ni KMTC, inaitwa nini, KMC.
Yeah.
But now let's go to the areas that, there's a subject areas here. One, for me, I've never and I will never be for the KPR. Because the KPR, ukienda kwa ile village wa Turkana utakuta wale KPR wako pale ni wa Turkana. And let me tell you, these people are like this. They are conjoined twins. Wakati wanapanga kwenda kuraid, usidhania wa KPR wanaweza kwenda kuambia serikali kabila yetu inaenda kupiga watu Turkana. They can't do that. So, in fact, wamepatiwa mabunduki pale waweze kulinda hawa watu, lakini sio kuzima uvamizi.
Just to ask, do the Kenya Police Reserve, they have their own station, or they are operating under the OCS?
They operate under the OCS.
Under the OCS.
Yeah.
And if they operate under the OCS, I think then they should not be the areas, the people from that area.
Now, if you try and send KPR from another tribe, you send them to another tribe, that is signing their own death warrant. They will not sign for a day.
They will not.
You know what happened here? We've been having these disarmament exercises. Okay? So, tuseme kwa mfano wakati kama hiyo ya Kapendo, you target that area, generally hiyo place iko na Wasamburu wengi. Ukienda pale ufanye hiyo disarmament, you'll start hearing hue and cry. Umetunyang'anya mabunduki, now you have left us naked.
Yes.
For every Turkana, Pokot na kila Tom, Dick and Harry akikuja hapa na mabunduki yake anatucha. And that is when the government said, okay, now look here. Everybody has to lay down his weapon. Tutachukua watu wenyu tuwafunze, tuwapatie mabunduki, wawalinde nyinyi. So you see the work of the KPL was to protect that community against external aggression. But now look here. Ukienda uangalie, hawa watu wanakuanga na .303, sijui kama unajua hizo bunduki za mbao. Haya, mwingine amekuja na rocket launcher. What are the chances there now?
Hapo hakuna amani. Obviously.
There is nothing much even an anti-stock theft unit police officer will do. Look at the terrain. Let's go to that valley of death. Ukiingia pale, these guys, let me tell you one thing. These people, they are hardened by those terrains. They are battle hardened. Unapota polisi amezaliwa hapa Embakasi, amelelewa Embakasi, ameenda Kiganjo, amefunzwa miezi 9, ametumwa Kapendo. You go there, you find another guy who has been under that sun for the last 30 years. He knows kupanda hiyo milima na nini. Ile mtu ukisikia wanga wana target maskari, mkiingia kwa ile mtu kuna caves everywhere. And I'm telling you that place is hot. Sometimes the temperatures can go up to 42, 43 degrees Celsius. Hiyo ni asubuhi. So let me tell you, pale askari wetu wamekulia, they are not accustomed to that kind of environment. Hapo umekuta mwingine hata jua ikifika 100 degrees Celsius,
you can survive.
Kanaweza hata kuwa anaenda 200 kilometers. Sasa wamejificha huko juu. There is nothing much that the police. Na ndio unaona inafika bahari. Unasikia sasa serikali imesema now military watoke barak waende wakasaidiane huko chini. Because that is kind of kama an organized militia group. I think you're getting my point.
Getting you.
Yeah. So now we cannot blame wholesale the anti-stock theft unit tuseme kwamba wameshindwa na kazi yao. In fact, they are doing a very good job there. But the job, the kind of job they are doing is to assist the other security organs kujaribu kupima nini hizi maneno. Again, unasikia pande hii kuna atakiwa, mnakimbia pande hiyo, mnakuta na nini kambi hamna. Imeenda, imechomwa yote. That's the kind of security situations we have.
But I think the government should add more officers there. Once people are leaving the camp, the other unit should be out there to get that camp. Because if you tell me right now, if a camp has like 200 officers, all of them they cannot go for out duty. At least you should have people who are even guarding the station they are armory.
I understand you fully, but I think you go for a security operation, one of these fine areas to those areas. Utajua ile kitu. Now, you know, let's say for example, tumesikia ya kwamba, and these guys don't come in 2s or 3s. They are not like the normal thugs you have here in Nairobi. Unasikia walikuwa wanaongoa ile kwa gari. They will come in their hundreds. Utasikia kwamba there is 150 youths armed with assault rifles wameenda kuattack. How many police officers do you send there? You have 200 officers in a camp. Do you send 50? You'll send let's say like 100 officers or 150 officers. You know, umebakisha 50 hapa. Mumeenda kukamatana na wale 150. Kumbe wengine 200 walikuwa nyuma tena wamekuta hao 50 wako kwa kambi.
Skita, you're an officer. I'm sorry, you're you'll be maybe
He's one of those who are hardened
maybe
by that
you go as a cadet.
Yes.
You'll be there.
Yeah.
Almost before you wind up. May I ask you one thing?
Yeah.
You as the youth leader there and the women leader there. Do you think that the KPR they are helping you guys and the anti-stock? Do you think they're doing a good job to assist you guys? Because the conflict is each and every day. You guys have conflicts there. You cannot sit in one table with your fellows from Turkana, with the Baringos. You sit together and say, today, I'm going to sit with these people down. So whenever you are having a peace meeting, you'll hear today, there was this fellow, I don't know, he was from where? Is it Pogishio? Not Pogishio. There's a fellow who is ni mfupi kidogo ni mnono, hapo na mwanya, I remember. There was a meeting alifanya that your side. I don't know, it's from Pokot. I think that fellow is Pokot. Is an MP, I think it's an MP or an MP, I think. That fellow walifanya meeting and I knew that one time nikasema this thing is going to over. But right now up to this minute I don't understand what's happening. You guys, do you think that the administration, the KPR and the anti-stock, they are doing a good job, they are assisting you because of these conflicts are still ever there?
Okay.
Or you as a leader, as a women leader, have you gone to talk to the officers? Maybe they take you around and you talk to your community.
Okay, we can't brush them off and say they're not doing a good job. In fact, they're doing a good job. Without them, it will be more worse. The issue, let's go back to the issue of these people coming together in a round table and discussing the issue of security. Calling the Pokot, calling Turkana, the Baringo, the Samburu, and the like. So what normally happens? You know, it's just a talk.
Yeah.
There's no implementation.
So after talk,
After
people
talk,
go,
people
thank you, and we
disperse
disperse
and go.
stories
There's
over.
a lot of things that need to be done on the ground. Number one, these youth, they need to be empowered. And again, whatever program that you're doing, if we can come up with a cultural activity that we tell, Pokot, bring yours.
I saw
Samburu,
you did that.
bring yours.
Nanok.
Yeah.
Nanok was doing that.
Yes, but they normally do it a one show. You know, you cannot hit once and run. It just hit and run. You need to be there and stay there. It's a continual process.
Should be every end month.
At
or
least
should
after every 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
You go there because now it's a security prone area, so you need to do it on a continuous basis so that it sink into their heart, so that these people know we need to stay with these people. And we normally tell them, for you to make peace, you need to work with your enemy.
Yeah.
And after working with your enemy, now you become partners. The only way we need to do is make sure all programs are done conjointly. We bring Pokot, we bring Samburu, we bring any project. Like for example, for youth, we are like, look at Sigor. We have a lot of mango like right now that is going at our west.
Yeah.
If we can have a project at the boundary, not either in Pokot, it's not Pokot, it's not Turkana, it's not Baringo, at the boundary, and that project is supported either by the NGO, by the local, either government, national or the county government, and then we employ a Pokot, we employ a Turkana, we employ a Samburu, and all of them, they work together. At the end of the day, these people will have peace. But if we just talk like whatever we are doing right now, and it just go that way, it will be washed away. Whatever good idea you have, the same way my colleague is saying, stakeholders, we need to include the stakeholders, starting with the government, county government, national government, the NGOs, the local, and the local are not just the
normal Mwananchi.
The normal Mwananchi. We need to go to that mzee, the council of elder, who doesn't even understand Kiswahili.
You talk to that fellow.
You talk to that fella. You know, there's a say that they say, huyo mzee amesema, we can't go against it. Akiongea, that is final.
That's final.
That is final. When you stand up and say, now, this is the way to go. Anything to do with...
But what I think, when you go there,
yes.
you don't just go there and talk to him. At least there must be something like a Thanksgiving to him. You go and...
Yes, there are those cultural things, there are those traditional things that you need to do. Starting from, you know, if today a governor calls that, they'll come running. Me, I cannot just go call him, he won't come. But if a governor calls him and tell him, now, we want to do this for the youth, and then you tell the adverse community, telling them, now, we want these youth of yours, these children of yours, you're going to sponsor them. You're going to, like me, I personally, by Form 4, I was paid by a church. I used to school in a Catholic school called Somalia Girls.
Okay.
My school fees was paid by Relief Food.
Wow.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they did a good job. You know, now, if you take a Pokot child or a Turkana or a Samburu and do that to them, they'll definitely go back and tell them, you see, these are the fruit. Slowly by slowly, they'll come out of culture. It will erode them and the structure will start falling into place. But if you're not doing that, we just talk and go. We will meet, we'll eat, we'll go to big hotels, eat. All governor meet, the chief, we eat with them, they go back and tell them, now we need peace. Who will come out?
The story is over.
The story is over. But if we implement what we are talking right now, it's going to work. Education, number one. If anything to do with education, definitely it molds and even it erodes those culture of pastoralism. These people will come out and they'll do away with their culture. Number two, empowering them. Whatever we are doing right now, we are giving them loans. We are empowering their voice, telling you, youth, come out. We want also you to be leaders. Why are you continuing with the pastoralism? This thing will not help you. And then the good thing is the drought. When the drought come and sweep all their animals, they feel like this is a loss. We should not venture into this activity. Why can't we go back to school? And then when they go to school, it's not empty. We need to have feeding program. Provide them with relief food. Like this dry, the government, the Moi government, they used to enjoy it because they used to have this relief food. If you give them food, they'll forget about going to harder and come to school.
Yeah.
And then infrastructure, the way you were saying, these people are learning under the tree. There's a lot of distraction. When the cow pass, there's a photo I saw in the social media. It was when was it? It was after KCP. They were saying this is a school now. Was it? It was, I think it was deputy president. And the shule iko na nini na fetus ndio zimefungwa. You saw the thing. It was about fetus. This is where the deputy president went to school. But today deputy president
maybe if somebody is watching this, send a message to Deputy President. That school needs people also to come out from that area.
Those of
See,
us, we need to
Just imagine calling an old boys or an alumni meeting and having the deputy president come in there.
come
to
in.
say,
Yeah.
Quite a shame.
It's quite a shame. What do you do as a deputy president, honestly? You need to go back and return back to the
Yeah.
society.
I
Even
think, yeah,
organization,
we
they
should
do
have
that.
Deputy President
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Tumuulize
Yeah.
maswali ya huko.
Yes. Yeah. Because those are the things they should do. They should be championing for back to the society. Because these people are really in a bad situation. You cannot even read. Even if you take your kid there, you cannot learn. Akisoma ng'ombe inapita kidogo
Distraction hiyo.
kidogo, there's a guy
Unasikia
anasikia
hata chui wanapita
hata
hapo.
chui wanapita hapo.
What?
With that, and mtoto wako ule anasoma Nairobi. So we need to
And
start.
imagine at the end of the year,
They are
that
sitting
that
the
child
same exam.
atakuwa gauged na mwenye anasomea Brookhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mwenye anasomea Nairobi
They're
School.
sitting the same
Very
exam.
unfair.
Aya, namba 2, huyo mtoto hana chakula. Asubuhi ameamka going to school, walking without shoes. We need NGOs are there. What are they doing? They don't have shoes. They don't have clothing. Even uniform is a stress. So they prefer, I rather go because their livelihood depend on those animals, livestock. I'll sell the livestock. I rather take care of the livestock. I'll sell and get food. I'll sell and maybe get some few coins and take my kid to school. So you rather stop going or you go in shift and at the end of 2 days, come back, go hard. The other one, they keep on extending. So government
What?
also need to come into place.
Hi.
Leaders.
What?
It's all about the leadership.
This is so sad. So sad as Kenyans if we can be in areas whereby people have no peace, people are walking naked in Kenya. And we have leaders who are just here in Nairobi driving some big limousine Benz and the hotel, the guzzlers here. And somebody there back at your home area is there just, you're waiting for the next 5 years, you go there. Nitakunulia hii, shika shilingi 100. Even you fellows who are there watching us, please tell your fellow who is back at home there, please don't vote for somebody who comes after every 5 years. Be it the MCA, the MPs, the governors, put them aside. And you look for somebody who can assist you, because if you don't have somebody who can assist you, then there's no meaning for having that person in your community. That person is just a shame, because you can have a person look at you walk naked, people don't eat, there's a problem there, there's no symptoms, the schools are down, and you have somebody there who say, this is a leader. No, these people, we should not have them. Just to finish, Mr. This, just a word to the viewers who are watching us about the peacekeeping organization.
What I can say is that peacekeeping is a collective responsibility. We can no longer do an abnegation of duties and leave everything to the government. Peace will begins when we, first of all, actualize our rights, but as we do so, we remember that our neighbors also have their rights and we don't infringe upon their rights. It is also important that every stakeholder and every individual is a stakeholder, but we also have NGOs, civil organizations, community leaders. Every stakeholder must come and be ready to discharge his role. Civil education will go a long way in harnessing this peace or buttressing this peace. Then again, we must also respect and perpetuate universal values that promote quality of life. Every society in Kenya believes in certain values which promote the dignity of human life. There's no society in Kenya which upholds stealing, killing, maiming, and all those sorts of things. So it is important that we identify the very values that we can identify with, the very values we espouse, and then we seek to extend these values. It is when we do socio-cultural transcendence, or when we promote these important values, that peace can be found.
Okay.
Yeah.
Captain, maybe as your last statement, maybe now as retired officers, your plans maybe to these conflict areas.
One,
Zaprovepa also.
yeah, we are preaching peace. We are trying to take the gospel of peace. But remember, at the end of the day, if the message will not hit home, then we can respond fire with fire. But again, on the other hand, to paraphrase one of the leading Africaners, one of the greatest sons of Africa and a man of letters, Chinua Achebe, he once said that culture is a philosophy of the people that is lived and celebrated. If at least we can find another philosophy and bring it to these people so that they can live and celebrate it and live whatever it is that they are doing now, I'm sure that all this nonsense can go into the dustbins of history. But remember, if dialogue fails, because this nonsense has to come to an end, either way. So what I can tell the government, we as the retired soldiers, we are going to take the gospel of let's keep peace, let's do this, let's maintain peace and all that. But we cannot stand there holding the Bible, as you say, when somebody is killing his or her neighbor, waiting for you to finish killing so that we can come and tell you, now let's maintain peace. No.
Oh, I have nothing I can say. Madam Skita, I'm coming to you for your closing statement. Just very fast, just 1 minute, because I know we don't have time already. We are late. Maybe your message to the president, concerning the area, how they are being affected, because right now the head of state must also come out and say something must be done so that this thing should be completely end.
Okay, to start with that,
Yeah.
what I can say about peace. Peace is a daily, weekly, monthly process.
Yeah.
Slowly it change our opinion and structures start falling into place. Everybody must practice peace.
Yeah.
To my beloved head of state, what I need to tell him, we love him as Pokot people, and what we need his support, and we need him to come to the ground and address the issue and work with the leadership of the county.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Well, viewers, I think we have come to the end of Peace Express this Wednesday. First of all, ningependa sana kutuma pole zangu kwa wale wote waliopoteza maisha yao, hasa wiki tumekuwa na wiki jana, tumekuwa na ajali mingi sana, lakini yote tunaachia Mwenyezi Mungu. And we have with one of my big friends who have been watching Peace Express right now, passed away juzi. Napenda kutuma pole zangu kwa familia yake. Alikuwa anaishi Fedha. Tulipoteza rafiki yetu mkubwa sana, na alizikwa on Tuesday juzi. I think on Tuesday jana. Alizikwa jana. Kwa familia yake tunasema pole sana, alikuwa rafiki mkubwa sana kwa kitazama Peace Express kila Wednesday tangu tuanze. So pia ni pole sana kwa familia yake. Alice, mengi sina kwa siku ya leo. Ningependa kumshukuru sana kiongozi wangu ambaye anaendesha gurudumu ya vipindi, Bwana Sydney, ambaye amekuwa akifanya mawasiliano haya kwenda sambamba mpaka tumefika mwisho. Pia kumpongeza Bishop Climate akiwa London kwa kazi mzuri ameifanya, bila kumsahau Bwana John Reverend kwa kazi yote ambayo pia amekuwa akifanya kufanisha kipindi hiki kwenda hewani. Peace ama usalama inaanza na wewe ambao unatazama. Sisi tukiwa hapa tunakutumia ujumbe kwamba lazima muhudumishe amani. Maana bila amani hatuwezi ishi hapa Kenya. Wewe popote ulipo pale lazima ujue kwamba yule anayekaa kando yako ndiye ndugu yako, si yule mlizaliwa naye kwa damu. Yule yuko. Lakini yule ambaye anakaa pale kando yako, jirani yako, huyo ndiye ndugu. Wakati shida imetokea, utakuwa na jinsi ya kumfuata na kumwambia ama yeye atakusaidia. Ikiwa tutakuwa tunafanya fujo wakati wote, ama tunakuwa na zile tabia za kwenda kuiba wanyama vile kunasifikana kwamba hizo conflicts zikitokea mtu anakuwa superhero, then itakuwa tuwezi kuishi. Kwa mtu yote ambaye anatoka sehemu ya Samburu, Baringo na hizo area ambazo zinakuanga na castle wrestling ama hizo conflicts, tafadhali lazima upeleke ujumbe nyumbani. Tuko na dada Skita ametoka Pokot, amekuja Nairobi kutupatia ujumbe. Lazima tuwajibike katika issues kama hizi, kama mambo kama hizi kitokea, lazima tuwe watu ambao tunawajibika. Bila hivi hatutaweza kusonga mbele. But one thing, if you become tough, the government will deal with you. You go wrong against the law, my friend, you'll find it rough with the government. That means the police will arrest you. Because there's no way you can go and cause a conflict at the side and you think the police will spare you. So it's upon you to make sure that things goes in the right channel. If you cause conflicts, definitely there's nothing. That's why Captain Ken, you say, you mess up with the government mess up with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you do something wrong against the government that causing conflicts, my friend, not even only in those areas, but wherever in Kenya. So you mess up with the peace, definitely you'll find it rough. And that one, you'll never blame anybody. So if you blame yourself. Alice, I wish you all the best in your time as you prepare to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, that is Christmas. Boxing Day is not a day of boxing. You receive gifts. And we expect a new year coming. So you prepare. You must have plans for New Year. If you don't have plans for New Year, my friend, then you're late. I know most everybody have been planning what next should be done next year. Next time, I'll have Madam Skita coming because we need to know much about him. And I always say that they're going to come back. They will come back. Like Dr. Mark, I've seen some people sending a message that, where is he? Or when will he come back? Because of the case of the messages. He will come back. We don't want to promise when, but Madam Skita will have to come back so that at least we can know what is happening within those areas. As for me, I don't have much to say, but thank all of you for the time you have been taking to look out to watch this program. Till we meet next week, God bless you. Ciao.